So today we're going to start off with our usual warm-up, just like we always do. Then we'll have our story, then we'll have our special quiet time. So altogether it'll take us about half an hour, about 30 minutes to do. Okay, so are you ready to begin? Let's stretch up our arms, go a bit higher, really high. Imagine you're going past the ceiling, right up to the sky. Catch some sunshine, tie a string round it, pull it down, stick it on top of your head. Put your hands on your knees and let the sunshine pull your back up very tall and straight. And I know how good you are all at sitting up very tall and straight. So stay like that. I'll put the music on and we know what to do. So, nod your head, just watch me and copy me. Well done, everybody. Excellent. Now, our story today is one which you might remember. Some of you might have heard it before. It's a story about something that happened when I was a little girl and I did something very naughty. One day, my sister and I were supposed to be going to our friend Annie's house to play. But my sister said, instead of going to Annie's house, why don't we go to the magic woods and look for the magic pond? I thought that was a very good idea. But we weren't allowed to go to the woods by ourselves. But my sister said if I didn't tell anybody, she wouldn't either. So we decided to go. We got our fishing rods, because we thought we could do a bit of fishing. We took a jam jar with a bit of string round the top so that we could put some fish in when we caught them. And we opened up the front door. The door was a bit creaky. Let me hear your creaky doors. And we closed the door behind us. Like that. And off we went down the garden path. The sun was shining right up high in the sky. And we kept on going until we got to the woods. We went in amongst the trees. Let's see how we can do really good trees with big wide branches at the top, a little shoot at the bottom. Remember how we get our balance first. And then keeping your eyes very still. See if you can make a branch coming out to the side. Try not to wobble. If you wobble, just put your foot down and start again. A little shoot at the bottom. Branches coming out to the side. If you're really balanced, you might be able to make it a very tall tree like that. Fantastic. Well done. And we carried on. With it being the springtime, there were lots of beautiful flowers in the woods. Sit down, let's do some flowers. Can you put your feet together like that? Hold on to your toes. And remember, this is the bit that you're all much better than me at. Can you put your head down onto your toes like that? Then the flowers slowly begin to open up. Can you open up the flowers? Do some brilliant balancing on your bottom. That's it. Can you hold it there? Well done. Really good. And we carried on walking through the woods. Eventually, we came to the magic pond. It was all squelchy round the edges. Can you wiggle your toes in the squelchy bits? Well, we thought we would start off doing a bit of fishing. We got our fishing rod, we stretched right out. We had to dip our rod right down into the water. We had to stay very still, ever so quiet. But we didn't catch any fish over there. So we tried at the other side of the pond. Are you ready? Bend right down, staying still and quiet. Good. But we didn't catch any fish over there either. However, we did catch something much better. We caught a bog baby. The bog baby came swinging through the flower stalks. Can you swing your arms? Let me see, great big swinging arms like that. They went swinging through the flower stalks and they did a huge big splash into the pond. And as we watched, the bog baby lay down on a lily pad like this, closed its eyes and floated on the water. Then we saw him sit up and he sucked his toes. Ugh, I hope you've not got stinky feet today. Well, I caught him in my hands and he didn't look frightened. He just looked a little bit unsure. Let me tell you what he looked like. He was only tiny, the size of a frog. Who can squat down like that? Just the size of a frog, except he wasn't green, He was bright blue, and he was very round, like that. He had tiny little ears, like a mouse, and wings the size of daisy petals. And he had a long, spiky, blue tail, like that. Have a go at balancing. Well, we decided to take the Bog Baby home to be our pet. We filled up the glass jar with water, we put the water in, we put the Bog Baby in, and we took him back home. We went back through the woods, past the trees with their big wide branches, the little shoot at the bottom, the branches coming out to the side, some of them very, very tall. And we went past all the flowers again. Feet together, hands onto your toes and put your head back down again. The flowers were all opened up now, like that. Do that good balancing again. Brilliant. And we carried on until we got back to our house. But, we couldn't take him into the house, because if we did that, Mummy would know that we'd been naughty. So we decided to hide him in the shed. Fortunately, the shed door opened without a sound. We closed it ever so quietly too. We got a new bucket, much bigger, put lots of fresh water in. I even put some of the shells from my special shell collection in the bottom. And we put the Bog Baby into the bucket. He seemed very happy. Every day when we went in to see him, he would jump up and down in the bucket, splashing in the water, with a big smile on his face. We fed him on cake crumbs, which he loved. And some days we even took him to school with us. We put him in a little butter tub with some nice damp cotton wool at the bottom, and he would curl up inside the tub, like this. When the teacher wasn't looking, we would take him out to play. He loved playing in the sandpit, but his favourite thing, of course, was splashing in the water tray. Let's see if you can do some big splashes in the water. That's it. Big splashes up and down. And then, when we had jobs to do, or it was time for the teacher to read us a story, we would put him back into the tub and he would have a little rest, curled back up again, like that. But one day we went into the shed and he didn't jump up and down, all excited to see us. He sat there looking rather sad. Let me see a sad face. The next day when we went in, he had curled up underneath a shell like this, and he wouldn't come out. We didn't know what to do. We were ever so upset, and of course we couldn't ask Mummy, because if we did that, she would know we'd been naughty. So we were just waiting to see if he would get better. We were very upset, and one day I was crying, but Mummy came into the shed. I wasn't going to tell her what was the matter, but in the end I did. But do you know what? She wasn't cross. She just looked at the Bog Baby and she said, I haven't seen a Bog Baby since I was a little girl. And she knew exactly what was the matter with him. She said he just wanted to be back home with his family in his own pond. And if we really loved him, we ought to take him back. So, sadly, we got the bucket with the Bog Baby. We opened up the shed door. Remember, this is a quiet one. We closed the door quietly behind us. And off we went, back down the garden path, back to the woods, amongst the trees, big branches at the top, a little shoot at the bottom, branches coming out to the side, very tall. And we carried on amongst the flowers too. Let's have a look at the flowers again. Feet together, hold on to your toes, head right down. And the flowers opened up like that. We eventually came to the magic pond. We put the bucket down and the Bog Baby jumped straight out of the bucket. He went swinging through the flower stalks. He did an enormous big splash in the pond. And as we watched, he lay down on a lily pad. He closed his eyes and he floated on the water. But we knew he was really happy when he sat up and he sucked his toes. Now, I never saw the Bog Baby again. Even though I went back every year to look for the magic pond, I couldn't even find the pond. But you'll never guess what happened this year. My little girl went to the magic woods. She found the magic pond, and guess what she saw? You're right, she saw a Bog Baby. But she didn't see just one Bog Baby. She saw hundreds of Bog Babies. We think that maybe the Bog Baby that I saw grew up and had a family of his own. And you'll never guess what she said all the Bog Babies were doing. Up you get. She said that they were all swinging through the flowers. Then she saw them do a great big splash into the pond. She saw them lie down on the lily pads, close their eyes and float on the water. And she said she saw them all sit up on the lily pads and suck their toes. Well, that's the end of our story. And perhaps if you're out and about in your garden, you might have a look around and see if you could find a Bog Baby of your own. Let's have our special quiet time. So, lie down on your back, reaching forward, pulling up the covers. Lie on your back, arms down by your side, hands on the floor. Take a nice, gentle, deep breath. close your eyes and relax. Think about something that makes you feel very happy. But instead of putting your smile on your face, see if you can imagine putting your smile right inside your tummy, and it gives you a lovely, warm, calm, still feeling. That nice feeling goes right down into your legs, down to your feet and your toes, so nobody's toes are moving. It goes up, over your chest, across your shoulders. Feel your shoulders sinking down. It goes down to your arms, into your hands, and right down to the very tips of your fingers, so your fingers stay still. It goes over your face, so your mouth is still. Even your tongue inside your mouth is still. And your eyes stay gently closed. So everything's calm and still and peaceful.